to brag on my king. It is 116, Romans 116. We talk about him daily cause he run this thing. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. Boy, do we got a lot of wrestling to get to, and I'm gonna try and do it in order. So that means it's double or nothing time, folks. Now I had a chat with Ceizar last night about what I should be checking out, and I checked out some shit, and it was
some shit.
A lot of not breaking tables, a lot of moves missing. Wow, it was
Wait. Why do you want to go in order this week?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I was just asking.
Well, probably since you had Double or Nothing, and then you had the Dynamite after Double or Nothing, and then we had the go home show for NXT before In Your Mouth.
No, I'm just asking.
All righty. It was the buy-in. During the Double or Nothing buy-in pre-show, Hookhausen faced Tony Nese and Smart Mark. In the end, Hook suplexed Sterling and tagged in Danhausen, who pinned Sterling to win the match. Sticks, what did you think of the buy-in? Did you catch it?
Yep, sure did. All what was it, 55 minutes of promos and 5 minutes of wrestling.
Goddamn right. They could have had 3 of these matches on the buy-in.
Oh, man. For as much as WWE gets shit on for their pre-shows, they at least put like 2 matches. The AEW would have put on their big pay-per-view. They've at least put 2 of those matches on their kickoff show, so that way you ain't got to trudge through a 20-match freaking pay-per-view or premium live event.
Well, I heard a preview of Ceizar's reviews. I cannot wait to hear how many matches did not get rated, and
only one.
And if any of the matches get the infamous salt dandruff. But Sticks, what did you rate this buy-in match?
I gave it 5. I mean, it had the Hook did the heavy lifting. They had Danhausen come in. He got a few moves in, but it was mostly him taking a lot of damage, and then the funny conquering pin that he had on wrestling's favorite lawyer. So I don't know. It was definitely worth having it on the buy-in. So I gotta give it 5.
5 pretzels, Ceizar. What say you?
The same. And it's going to be a recurring theme of the night.
Wow. We're going to get the 5 pretzels. 5 pretzels.
Yeah, 5 pretzels. You should have called this shit Double or Booker T. That's what you really should have called this shit pay-per-view. Goddamn, had these assholes probably had to get in their seats at 6:30, maybe even 6:15. And you didn't let these fuckers out of this arena, that big-ass arena where niggas in the cheap seats needed a telescope, binoculars, and the damn Hubble telescope to see Jupiter, just to see the half a ass cheek to take Conti in the ring because they couldn't see the whole fucking thing because they was way up. This awkward ass, you missed that shit too, Mingry. That is awkward ass pose where the ring wasn't even in the center of the arena. It was like mad seats on the back end on the opposite side of the ramp going way, way back up, and the ring wasn't even in the goddamn center. And you trapped these motherfuckers in there till 12:24. 12:24.
God.
Probably later, because that's when the piece of shit went off air. And you got these motherfuckers in there, these paying fans. Paid for that mess. That mess you put on, Tony Skeets. You fucking Dave Meltzer and Best Booker. Dave Meltzer needs to take Tony Skeets' cock out of his mouth. That's probably skeeting cocaine down his throat, which is why this cracker's rating matches the way he's rating shit.
I think Tony Skeets is making Meltzer airtight as we speak. The
6.5 hours. 6.5 hours.
That is fucking insane. The actual pay-per-view opened with MJF facing Wardlow. At the start of the match, MJF ducked to ringside and told the ref to make Wardlow back up. A short time later, MJF donned the Dynamite Diamond ring, but the referee saw it and took it away. MJF tried to shake hands with Wardlow, who obliged and then held onto his hand. Wardlow would then proceed to murder the holy fuck of MJF to win the match. 10 power bombs. Wardlow, of course, released from MJF's contract, and now, like Ceizar predicted, Wardlow is all elite. Ceizar, your thoughts on the death of MJF at Double or Nothing?
What I tell you? What I tell you? Told your ass in the kickoff show. Told your country ass in the kickoff show this is what was going to happen. Now, I don't know if this was actually the match they were supposed to have. We all saw what really happened. I don't know. This is really supposed to be, or maybe this is just the man MJF doing right and doing business. You know? Because you know what? He was professional about doing business. Missed the fan event. I heard today that Daniel Bryan missed the fan event. So obviously this company is like, fuck your fans. They don't really care. These niggas just missing live events. He's injured. Nigga, how are you too injured to do a live event? You sit in a fucking chair. Can't sit in a fucking chair? Get paid? You ain't nobody expecting you to wrestle, and touch on some titty balls. Because that's all you want to do with your little goat mustache. You want to touch on some titty balls and your ripped sleeveless shirt that you wore to the ring. Look like you freshly cut it in the back. You just bought a Hanes tee. Yeah, we'll get to that fuck shit later. But he came out here and did business as he should. If this is what was going to happen, you could have shaved 10 minutes off this match, just had them 10 power bombs and get the fuck out of Dodge because niggas was there till 12:24 in the morning. Don't make no goddamn sense. And you have some squash be 10 minutes long. Not even, as much of the shit we give him, not even Goldberg has a 10-minute squash like this. He gets in there, he squashes in 3 minutes, he gets the fuck out the ring because that's what he's there to do. And he's a professional about it.
And two of those 3 minutes are him walking to the ring.
Exactly. That man comes in there, throws some of them soup bones, the Undertaker likes to call it, a quick little side kick, judo kick, a spur, maybe 2 spurs, a jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, and then he's out. Give me the title. Going back. But these crackers dragged on a 10-minute match. This is also halfway up the pretzel rating as well, just because they could have shaved 4 or 5 minutes off this shit. So just like CM Trash, just like the whole city of Chicago, like MJF said in the promo, this shit was mid. I give it a 5.
So Stick Ceizar reached into the bag and grabbed a handful out, 5 pretzels for Ceizar. What did you think of the death of MJF at Double or Nothing?
I gave it the same as Ceizar, mostly because we got the build up, the uprising of Wardlow, but also I don't know if we got an answer, but we got the answer to the question of if MJF was going to actually show up. I know when we did our podcast last week, a shit ton of stuff was going off on the internet. Whether a lot of it was true or not, MJF still showed up, which if it is true, at least he was professional about it, showed up and did a solid for Wardlow. But I mean, we almost did have like a 3-minute walkout. They had to get Wardlow's ass out of a holding cell in the freaking parking garage and walk his ass all the way out there of no music, with being sang to him by the fans, chanting his name. But yeah, this was just an overglorified squash match, and pretty much the best thing that happened is that they had it at the beginning of the card, so that way he didn't get this shit in the middle of the card and just got it done and over with.
Next up, the Hardys faced the Young Bucks, who were accompanied by Brandon Cutler. During the match, Nick performed a springboard into a facebuster on Jeff. Later, Matt Jackson gave Jeff a twist of fate. Outside the ring, Jeff landed a swanton on Matt through the steel steps. Back in the ring, Matt Hardy performed a twist of fate on Nick for a near fall. In the end, Matt Hardy performed a second twist of fate on Nick and tagged in Jeff, who followed with a swanton to win the match. Sticks, Hardys, Cucks, what say you?
I gave this 5 only because of the Young Cucks. That's it.
Wow, short and sweet. Ceizar. Ceizar. Botchamania for the cokehead Hardy.
So first, I gave this an 8 for the 8 ball that Jeff took before he got to the ring. But then I gave it -3 for all the botches that his high ass had in the ring. And then I gave it another +3 when this cracker tried to kill himself, and for the second 8 ball he had halfway through this match. And then I gave it -3 again when he tried to hit that whisper in the wind and died. And then I gave it a +1 when his high ass got the pin and ran out through the crowd, high-fiving every goddamn body like he just won the Super Bowl and he was going to Disneyland and he was going to take his kids and shit. So I gave this shit a 6. Pretty much just because Jeff was on cocaine the whole goddamn time. And that nigga was on God damn it, I should have gave it a 7, one for every one of Saturn's rings, because Jeff was out there that night, baby. He was partying on Saturn's rings, doing 8 balls of coke. And God damn, if that nigga won't high, I don't know what high is. Like I definitely don't know. That man is a work. You know, people are like a functioning drunk. He is a functioning cokehead. I mean, he's sloppy when he does swantons, but everything else, he was there at all the tags, the hot tags, the cold tags. He was selling. Cracker hit an all fucked up whisper in the wind. Motherfuckers on Twitter was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with Jeff?" I'm like, yeah, fuck you, what's wrong with Jeff?
You gotta imagine that Sting just stormed up to Tony Skeets and been like, I told you, why'd you hire this motherfucker?
I knew it eventually. I remember Sting's all fucked up, and he's beating up niggas in APPW, so that's why he wasn't at the pay-per-view. But he probably texted Tony Skeets. It's like, I told you this high motherfucker was gonna do this shit. I told you he was gonna go out and embarrass your ass on live national television. But yeah, I gave it a 6, 5 for the Cubs and 1 for Jeff's high ass.
After that bitch defended the AEW TBS Championship against Anna. Whoa.
No.
Smart Mark made his way to ringside with a crutch in hand and argued with the referee. Jade performed a leg sweep. No, Anna performed a leg sweep on Cargill with the crutch for a near fall. Johnny Hungy, ran out and performed a brainbuster on Smart Mark.
He already had a neat dick brace on too.
Stokely Hathaway, aka
Stokely Hathaway. No, he's Stokely.
Walked out and stood at ringside, making his unannounced AEW debut. Cargill performed Jaded on Jay from the top rope to retain the title. Following the match, my new favorite, but she's a lesbo, Kira Hogan with that ass, and Red Velvet held up Jay for Cargill, and Chris Statlander ran out and stared down the trio. They were interrupted by Athena stealing everybody's thunder and making her unannounced AEW debut, who allied with Jay and Statlander. Hathaway led the baddies out of the ring without any physicality. Ceizar. Speaking of botches, what did you think of this fuck shit?
Your boy AEW boss said he had to upload the whole match. I mean, they were all over the place, man. It was Jade, it was Anna, Jade and Anna.
Whoa,
fuck. Johnny Hungy spiked Smart Mark on his head after Smart Mark been spiked earlier that day. And they got a neck brace on. He got spiked outside. Killed his ass. Yeah. Baddie section. And then, yeah, man. This is where, I mean, I hate to say y'all AEW fans, I tweeted it. She got like 12 likes. As soon as these two bitches came out in Ward Ho, this is where all MJF's contract money went, man. He gone. He gone. Racker signed 3 people that night. You know, put some big money on them. You go, man. This is why Mark Henry's still getting paid more than MJF. God, I hope that's true. I hope that's if there's one rumor that's true. I hope that shit is true.
Do you think Tony Skeets was like, oh my God, this match is awful? Send the debuts. Hurry, just debut right now.
Yeah, I think it was just he was gonna send them anyway, and it just happened to be awful because that was an on-running theme of the night. There was I don't think a match got by. But there was a bunch of baddies in the ring and Anna in the ring. So instead of giving it a 5, I gave it 5 in the salt for the baddies and for some butt.
For all that butt meat.
It was good butt meat. It was good butt meat. Salt, no salt on the butt.
Kira Hogan and all that butt meat.
I mean, who don't like? You got to season your butt meat. So I had to put some salt for the butt.
Well, Stixie Drip Drip, we got 5 and some butt meat seasoning here for the Botch Fest and debuts. What did you think of this TBS championship match?
I agree with Ceizar. I gave it 5 with the grade A butt meat seasoning. And a lot of it was, this is what we get. It seems like every time we could get a really good Jade Cargill match, the next match she has, it's not that great. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But we got Must See under a different name now. Man's a publicist. But also, too, we get Smart Mark had a match in a pre-show. Comes out, neck brace, gets dumped on his head. That man, I tell you what, hope he gets some really good paycheck because he put that work in. Put that work in Saturday. But yeah, I mean it wasn't that great, but Anna got on. I mean, she did the throwback to her, I think her first Double or Nothing, which was kind of neat. And just wasn't that great of a match. So 5 in the seasoning.
The next match was between Death Triangle, who were accompanied by Alex Abraham Lincoln, against the House of Black Magic Crack a Shit and a 6-man tag team match. Penta landed a Canadian Destroyer on Matthews on the apron. Pac performed a 450 on Black from the top rope. Abraham distracted the ref while Pac took advantage and hit Black in the balls. Pac went up for the Black Arrow, ironically. But the lights went off. When the lights turned on, Styx went from 6 to midnight because his caveat went through. It's Julia Hart, Buffy, with the black skeet still in her soul. Blew the black skeet in Pac's face. Black with the black mass to win the match. After the match, Hart celebrated the victory with the House of Black Magic Crack a Shit, becoming the stable's newest member, finally leaving the guys no one gives a fuck about. Styx, what do you think about this trio, 6-man caveat motherfucker?
I gave it 6. I thought the action was pretty good, even though we had a few botches. It was really good. It was a really good match. And
wait a minute.
Of course,
a botch in AEW? No.
On this pay-per-view?
Yeah. This was Botchamania 20 for AEW. So
it was Double or Nothing botch. That's what that shit.
Yeah.
Double botches and then some.
Double botches or no botches, and there were definitely no botches.
Get them botch chips. Throw all those botch chips in the middle of the table for Botchamania. But I gave it 6, 5 for the action, and 1 alone for my caveat finally hitting.
Styx hit it out of the park, Ceizar. What'd you think of this House of Black Magic Crack a Shit taking out my boy?
At least this was the first good match of the card. I will say for the slight shit that it had, this was the good match of the card. So I gave it 7. This was a really good match. But yeah, House of Black Magic Crack a Shit. And these crackers, turn the lights off, escape into the ring, like they always do. And Julia's country ass, she got herself She already had the black skeet in her soul, and she always had the black dick in her butt. And then now she's finally joined these crackers, and now she's spitting the black skeet and cock soul again. So he's gonna have double eye patch again, walking around like goddamn can't see, but he can hear 18 niggas surrounding him on some kung fu shit. But yeah, I gave it a 7. It was a good match. There's 5 people who can wrestle great in this match. Then there's some thick neck cracker who's gonna blow out his kneecaps, doing fuck shit. I think he almost died at one point in this match, and I'd have been fine with it. He tried to jump on all 5 of them other niggas. This nigga outweighed all 5 of the assholes that are trying to catch his big ass. And I mean, this nigga blew out at least two-thirds of his knee jumping through the ropes on some fuckery like he was going, whatever, Excalibur, man-to-man, a tope, suicide. Nigga, it's a dive. All right? Just call that shit a goddamn dive. You gotta,
this is how he says it. Tope suicida.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that shit, man. You trying to church that shit up. It's a goddamn dive outside the ring. Yeah, so this cracker tried to blow out 2 knees and kill everybody, blow out their knees, catching his big ass, jumping outside the ring. I mean, what the fuck, man? Who the fuck's really in charge? Got this coke-headed ass nigga in the back wanting people to go out there and kill themselves, as we'll see probably in like 4 matches. We get some white-on-white crime, a.k.a. Darby and Kyle. But yeah, I gave it 7. It was the first good match of the card. I really liked it. Yeah, next case.
Well, since we have 44 matches left to go, I'm going to do the next 3 segments. Next, the painfully obvious Men's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals took place as Adam Cole, baby, took on Samoa Joe. As the match was continuing, Bobby Fish, should have been Kyle as well to give me my caveat, distracted Joe long enough for Cole to take advantage and perform the boom on Joe for the victory and winning the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. And then we had the Women's Owen Tournament. The Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD, faced Ruby Woodpecker. Ruby applied a sharpshooter on Baker. I got to imagine the entire crowd booed the fuck out of that.
No, actually, they were excited for it.
To grab the rope to avoid the submission. In the end, Ruby went to the ropes and put herself on the shoulders of Baker before performing a victory roll for a near fall. Baker reversed it and got the victory and the win in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. After all that said and done, Dr. Martha Hart was introduced by commentator Tony Schiavone, who thanked the fans for the warm welcome while Cole and Baker stood on opposite sides of the stage. She thanked various people from AEW. Martha presented the Owen Hart Foundation tournament belts that she handed to Cole and the Doctor. Yep, that ended that. Ceizar, what'd you think? The 2 Owen matches and the celebration afterwards.
Well, who gives a fuck about the celebration? The celebration was longer than both the goddamn matches. They could have canceled that Christmas on that bullshit. Could have had this piece of shit on Dynaho and then help these niggas not get out at 12:24 at night, keeping these fucking people hostage.
Well, like, it would have also saved Tony Khan some money to give to MJF, not have to buy an additional hour off of Bleacher Report to do this shit.
To do this stupid ass shit. Goddamn right. That's more money you wasted instead of paying it to MJF. And that's why are you paying Mark Henry more than MJF? Mark Henry got fired from what he does. This nigga just be in the back eating chips, talking on promos leading up to this. Nigga, you got this nigga in catering eating chips. You know who eats chips? The hard R's. And they don't get any fucking money. They got to go pick cotton for fucking 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, just to get a Greyhound pass to NXT so they can try to wrestle, and they still don't have any merch. They pick cotton. All the fucking cotton they pick supplies all the merch on WWEshop.com, and these niggas ain't got a shirt yet. But fat-ass Mark Henry, who don't even wrestle anymore, sits his fat ass in the back eating chips, probably turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches, roast beef sandwiches, 3 pieces of chicken, probably somebody got a crock pot full of meatballs, with some toothpicks and shit. This fat ass sits in the back because he can't even talk right. He can't even show up on Rampage and talk for an interview to get crackers to go to the main event. He can't even say, let's go to the main event. No, his fat ass sits in the back. He gets paid more than MJF. The disrespect you fucking cokehead you have for this fuck shit company you call for these fucking 7-hour fucking pay-per-views. I can't even take a shit. All right, well, I can because half the matches were fucking mid. But I can't even take a shit because I'm probably going to pay $300 fucking to sit in the cheap seat. And I need the Hubble telescope to see the goddamn ring because I'm way the fuck out here. And you got these assholes performing for peanuts. All right, peanuts. Mark Henry fat ass sitting in the back. He just got a show. He get a free plane ticket. Sit his fat ass in the back and eat some sour cream and onion chips and probably some sour cream and cheddar, some Lay's. Probably don't even eat them shits ridged. He probably eats the regular ass Lay's, not even the ridge Lay's. And this nigga sitting there getting paid more than MJF. And you got niggas out here picking cotton every week, can't even get a t-shirt. You see, that big cotton is fucking dedication. That's fucking dedication to your craft. So salute to you, hard R's, and fuck you, Tony Skeets. I don't know how you call yourself the best booker when you pay a nigga to eat sour cream and Lay's chips in the back, but you can't pay this Jew-ass cracker to wrestle in your ring every goddamn week. He got to go out here and do business and get powerbombed by some thick-neck cracker who just goes to the gym, takes creatine, and probably balls them swiveled up into his neck because he was on roids for 8 years of his life. And you got these niggas out here, you got this fat motherfucker eating chips. Got fired. This nigga didn't last a month on Rampage, and he gets paid more than MJF. It's a goddamn travesty. A goddamn travesty if I've ever seen it in my life. If Johnny Cochran was alive, he would represent MJF, and he would get his money just like Johnny got his money from that shit bed hoe Amber Heard. You heard it here first.
Well, Ceizar, don't be modest. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, you got me hot. All right, I'm in the red now.
That being said, what were the pretzel ratings?
On what?
For Cole's match? And
you know what they were. They were 2 goddamn 5s. All right, we already knew who the fuck was going to win. These 2 crackers come out and pink and white. You got two white people. All right, well, technically, there was 3 white people. I don't know. Ruby looked like she mixed. She probably got some Indian in her, man. You know, some nigga from the Save-A-Ho tribe probably fucked one of them pilgrims. That's where Ruby come from or something. But we all know Joe. Joe is goddamn Samoan. And we all know that's Island for nigga. You can't let a nigga get some goddamn shine on your damn show, Tony Skeets. You want to talk about Asian Heritage Month, and you got 3 Asian niggas who ain't even show up on your show that month. Now it's Pride Month. You ain't got no gay fruit booty niggas wrestling because the only gay fruit booty you got is in a wheelchair, scissoring hoes and shit. And then you got the only nigga really. Well, there was other niggas later in the show, but the only real nigga had a shot at winning something because we all know they won't no winning no tag matches or shit. The only nigga who could have won a belt that day, he already had a belt. He's on the other shit brand, you know, boy. You better run that shit back into the shit. You got him out here losing to Adam Cole. Just with Bobby Fish? With Bobby Fish, you know it takes all 3 of them crackers to beat this nigga Samoa Joe. He muscle busted them assholes all the way out. He choked the nigga out of NXT. And you think just some Bobby Fish gonna beat his fat ass? Piece of shit. Oh, you
alrighty, Ceizar.
You don't like colored people. You really want to be white, don't you, boy? Don't you?
Sticks, your thoughts on the
piece of shit.
Your thoughts on the Owen finals, men's and women's. What'd you think?
First off, I want to thank the hard R's for their services because
goddamn right.
That cotton feels so good on this skin, man.
This shit is 20% polyester, but 80% cotton. Thank you, hard R's.
Thank you. Shout out, hard R's. You doing the
That's
Lord.
That's why they got 15 feet of dick.
Big ups to the hard R's and Stallion Pete.
Stallion Pete.
Anyway, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, I actually thought that was a pretty good match because I was waiting to see if Samoa Joe was going to, fuck it up. He actually did. And I thought it was actually a really good match that Samoa Joe was a part of, possibly because Adam Cole was in it. But I gave it 7. And I gave the Doctor and Ruby, I gave that 5. And that's it because I about fell asleep watching the other doctor give her speech that totally didn't need to happen. So
I went and took a shit, and the bitch was still on TV when I got back, so I was depressed.
Later, the American Top Team were accompanied by Dan Lambert, our hero, to face Frankie, Sammy, and Tay, and another 6-person tag match, but it was a mixed tag this time. During the match, Van Zant performed a Michinoku driver on Conti for a near fall. In the end, Sammy attempted a super kick on Kazarian, who ducked, causing him to super kick Conti right in the grill. Kazarian tossed Sammy to ringside, allowing Page to perform a roundhouse kick on Frankie, with Sky following up with a TKO on the ladder for the victory. Since the American Top Team won, neither Frankie or Sammy are allowed to challenge for the TNT Championship again as long as Scorpio Sky is champion. This marked Paige Van Zant's first win in AEW. Sticks, your thoughts on the mixed person, 6-person tag?
I gave this a 5 only because, one, Frankie Kazarian calling Sammy Guevara, you dumb son of a bitch, basically calling him a son of a bitch throughout the whole match. And then the sweet shoulder tackle that my boy Ethan Page nailed on Sammy Guevara. And Ethan and Page basically saying on Twitter, that's the best thing he could have done in his whole wrestling career. So that's the 2 reasons why I gave it 5.
Ceizar, thoughts, and how many watches were in this match?
Anytime you saw Tay Conti and Page in the ring, there was a botch, and I think they mixed it up 4 times.
Wow.
And the motherfucker on Twitter said, because I sticks no, I was on the Twitter machine that night. Motherfucker on Twitter said, Tay Conti and Paige Van Zant in the ring makes Anna and Jade look like Brett and Shawn Michaels.
Good Lord.
That's and I fucking died when I heard that shit. Sammy and Frankie arguing the whole time, which was great. Frankie kind of turned on him when he went for a tag one time. He said, fuck you, dumb son of a bitch. And Leah left him to get beat up, but then came in to stop the pin. And then, they were never on the same page, which helped the chemistry and helped, not Frankie go, I guess, full heel. Because he did, he was only doing it just so he could challenge for the belt. But then at the end, just giving up because Sammy's an idiot. I gave it, what did I rate it at? I gave it a 5 in the mustard. Just pretty much for Frank. Because Frank is gold. I'm still not sold on Ego. Not fully.
Disrespect to Ethan.
I don't give a fuck. What's this nigga done? Lost a Darby in a coffin match? I'm not sold on this fucker. But yeah, Paige and Tay Conti. Oh god, Paige is bad. Paige is bad. Tay Conti's not good enough to save Paige, so it only dragged her down. But yeah, Paige is awful. Yeah.
Next up, Darby took on Kyle O'Reilly. When Darby went for another suicide dive, O'Reilly countered and applied a guillotine choke on Darby. Back in the ring, Darby performed a Last Supper cradle pin attempt on O'Reilly for a near fall. In the final moments, O'Reilly performed 3 PK kicks on Darby and landed a knee drop from the top rope for the victory. Ceizar, 2 crackers cracking it up. What did you think of this shit?
So here I gotta ask you, because remember when you're walking away, so I can't ask you. I guess I'll just talk to the people to get your dumb ass back in the chair. I don't know if they really should have finished this match or not. So, Mangry, remember the time when Matt Hardy got fucked up when he fought Sammy?
Yeah, All Out.
Yeah, we gave it 0s.
Yeah, that was Assault Dandruff, I think.
That was Assault. I think that was the debut of Assault Dandruff. I don't know whether I should give that match this or not. Because what happened was Darby went for a dive, and if you look back, his feet got caught on the ropes.
Oh yeah,
but he was moving so fast enough
His
that he
head.
whiplashed, and
Yeah.
it looked like he drop kicked Kyle O'Reilly into the barricade. So at first I was like, God damn, how did this cracker hit a flip in the air like that? And then when you realize they were both down for a minute, it was really a shoot. So he really did kick him, but he didn't mean to. But Darby was down because he fucking had whiplash, and this was early in the match. And so that's what I was like, man, no, you gotta like, no, man, like if Kyle was gonna win, have him put him in a submission where he won't gonna get out anyway. And like you gotta hit this. Like this cracker been crackering for a while, man. He had that fuck shit with Jeff Hardy. That's why he's back on coke again. You know what I'm saying? And now he got a whiplash in his neck, and y'all just having this cracker lose. And look, he's supposed to be a pillar of AEW, and he's getting his monkey ass whipped week after week, and getting no traction. And then the nigga hater won't there, but I mean, won't be no use for him to do, because won't no niggas gonna come save Kyle O'Reilly anyway. So he would have just let it happen. He'd have been like, oh, it's another whitey. I don't see him. Yeah, like a fucking T-Rex in Jurassic Park. If it ain't a nigga, he can't see it on his sensor. With his old bitch ass in the ring. So I don't know whether to give this a 0 or a 5, because like when shit like that happens, man, you got to take it to the account. This fucking pay-per-view was running long anyway. Could have skipped over the rest of this shit to say Kyle was gonna win, tap him out, go home, get this nigga some help, or get him to look at a doctor. I mean, I don't care how young you think he is, he can bounce back. That white cracker crazy gene, you can burn that shit out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna end up like Jeff on coke, on meth. You're gonna look like Razor, which strapped to a fucking board while they push your ass out on a ramp. You sitting there like this. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be in the Hall of Fame and you gone, and you're gonna have 3 drunk, no-name assholes laugh at you on a fucking podcast when one nigga does like this. It talks about just because you decide to be crack ass crazy and jump off of shit and fuck your shit up. So I'm gonna give it a 5. I really think they should have stopped the match, because 5 minutes Darby was asleep. He was asleep longer than that bitch asshole John Moxley when he got DDT on his fucking head outside the fucking ring when the greatest tag team in the world was fighting this nigga CM Trash in the ring after hitting this nigga in the head with a steel bell and then dumping him with a fucking big rig, way back when it was a random ass tag match. Motherfucker was asleep for real. John Moxley was just playing sleep because he was tired because the damn daughter was keeping him up at night and he didn't feel like changing no diapers. So, I'm gonna still just give it a 5. I give it a 5 in assault because the match was good until that shit happened. So I'll give it a 5 in assault. They probably could have had a banger. Yeah, where's fucking Kyle O'Reilly on this shit? Oh, that's right. Probably want no nigga hating Sting. So not Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish bitch ass should have came out. But he was like, oh man, this nigga fucked his own head up. I don't need to come out. Shit, I'm gonna stay back here with Mark Henry and eat some fucking sour cream and cheddar chips. And we gonna hang out and talk about how much money he making. MJF crying and went home after the first match on some bullshit. So I gave it 5 in assault.
Sticks, I think Darby should really just retire and answer his true calling, be a part of Jackass forever and ever. The next movie probably coming out. But what did you think of this match, and what was your pretzel rating?
I gave it 5. I thought for a thrown together match, that basically was just told that by Darby that they were going to have a match. Even after the botch, it was still pretty decent. There was a hard hitting match, and that's what kept me in it. But
stiff as shit.
Yes. But I thought it was 5, and I this for a match that they should have probably did either, like, there's going to be a common theme that we talked about, either on the kickoff on the buy-in, or you could have had it on Rampage before, or the Dynamite after. This was a match that made it go almost 7 hours long, but I gave it 5.
Next, Thunder Rosa defended the women's championship against Serena Deeb. Thunder Rosa performed a DVD on Deeb for a near fall. Deeb then applied the figure 4 on Rosa, where they ended up rolling out of the ring to the floor, which broke the hold. Back in the ring, Deeb applied the Serenity Lock, which she released and put Rosa down with a power bomb. Moments later, Deeb avoided charging Rosa, who crashed in the corner. Deeb jumped to the ropes and was cut off by Rosa, who executed a top rope superplex. Rosa followed with a fire thunder driver on Deeb to retain that championship. And my first question to you, Sticks, what the fuck was up with Thunder Rosa's gear in this match? My God, that was terrible. What did you think of this match, and what the fuck?
Well, first off, I'm gonna start off by saying and this isn't the getting there any sympathy or for adulate. I rewatched this pay-per-view like 3 times, different times.
What, did you quit work this week? How the fuck did you have the time?
No, I spaced it out the second time, and I watched it all yesterday.
Instead of using NyQuil to help him sleep, he just put the pay-per-view on.
I got to do the math on this. Pay-per-view was 7 hours long. You can watch it 3 times. That's 21 hours. You worked at least 40 hours. So then I left 16 hours in a day. I'm assuming he sleeps at least 6 hours. Nigga, I gotta do some calculus. I gotta call an Asian. Hold on a second.
Get Scott Steiner on the phone.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, this nigga works 40 hours a week. You watch that long ass pay-per-view at least 3 times. It's only been 7 days. No, technically the pay-per-view was on right now last week, so it's really only been 6 days. Yeah, nigga, that's what I said. I asked him if he quit work too. No, he didn't put in PTO. Okay, send me a text back when you figure it out. Yeah, text me, nigga. I know the smartphone's smarter than you, you dumb bitch. But get one of them little rascals running around, or call LeBron Breaker. He'll show you how to text. All right, holla at your boy. Yes, I know your muscles are big. Yeah. I know you're doing push-ups right now. You're always doing push-ups. Shut the fuck up.
Holla if you hear him.
All right, holla back. Scott's gonna give me the math on that in a minute.
But because I did it and I was able to change my initial thoughts and ratings from Saturday, but the one common thing throughout watching it those 3 times, I just couldn't get invested in this match. There was nothing in it for me that maybe was like, okay. And this is probably me being generous, but I gave it 4. I couldn't stay with it. And I can't. I mean, Thunder Rosa probably is more likely a deserving person that deserves to have a championship, but I just haven't been able to get into her title reign. I mean, that's not to say that AEW has anybody outside the doctor that should be champion, but I just can't get into it. And if you're Tony Skeets, if you're going to spend money on former WWE people or just former talent from other companies, man, you should be stocking that women's division with former names instead of going for CM Punks and Bryan Danielsons and
Ed Hardy.
Nigga hating things. Yeah.
But yeah, I just gave it 4.
Well, I mean, Ceizar, the fucking promos leading into this didn't help it much either. But what did you think of this fucking bullshit match and Thunder Rosa's horrible gear?
You know, I don't know. I thought it was actually a decent match. I was watching it out of drunkenness and spite by this time because it was getting late in the show, and I knew you were probably out with your wife having a ball. But I remember at this moment when this match started, I was like, there are 3 more fucking matches. And I think I said it is 11 o'clock when this match started. And I was like, there are 3 more matches. No, it was like 10:45. It's like 10:45. And I was like, there's still 3 matches. And I was like, and it's fucking like 10:45. This shit should be over with by like 12. But no, it's 3:45. There was still Anarchy, tag match, and then the main event.
Jeez.
I thought this was like a fine wrestling match. Like if we're talking pure wrestling, this is probably one of the better wrestling matches that the women have had in AEW. But yeah, it was hard to really get invested in. I don't know what that was. I guess the promos just sucked so bad. Like we still don't know what that fucking Serena Deeb promo was where she called out Dustin, and it was like this isn't like usually she's like, man, fuck you, shitter. I'm gonna whoop your monkey ass and I'm gonna break your knee, and I'm like, yeah, break that bitch's knee. Yeah, tell him, Serena, you out here in these streets. But yeah, she's on some, y'all held me down or I shaved my head for some fuck shit. Bitch, don't nobody care. These AEW marks don't know nothing about your WWE. There's only dumb motherfuckers like us. Because, we ain't paying to go for shows. I mean, we just watch both shows. I'm not paying to go for AEW shit. I know Rampage is going to be trash. I'm not trying to sit there for 8 hours. So, I mean, I actually gave it 5 in the salt. I thought it was a good wrestling match between two great wrestlers. But yeah, the character work, I guess, wasn't there for me, or the story wasn't right. For how they wrestled that match, the shit leading up to it just didn't hit, you know what I'm saying? To make me feel like I was like Sticks though. I wasn't really invested. But then I was too busy, being drunk on Twitter and fucking getting on Thought Talk. So like I didn't really ignore it. I was just saying random shit on Twitter at that point and liking random ass posts that I thought were funny.
Up next
But
was
yeah,
in the arena match between the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Eddie, your mother, Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. It turns out that Bryan Danielson passed out and the Jericho Appreciation Society won the match. Ceizar, the floor is yours.
No.
Explain to the people this holy fucking wow of a I'm speechless. What explain to the people.
First of all, here's what happened. First of all, the Dapper Yapper. What did he say, Sticks? Because he cursed, and that's what got the crowd hot. Oh yeah, the Dapper Yapper goes. He literally goes like this. He goes, oh, the shit is about to hit the fan. Up next is the Anarchy in the Arena match. So the crowd's all like, they cursed. And Tony Skeets is like probably humping the person next to him like a fucking perverted monkey. So the Jericho Crackers come out wearing white, knowing that 8 out of 9 Crackers in this match are gonna bleed. They're wearing white. Okay, whatever. Then Wild Thing plays, and all 5 of the assholes on the other team come out to it in Shield style. They come out in the goddamn steps. So Moxley and Eddie come out, and Pride and Powerful come out. Daniel Bryan comes out in like brown sweatpants and a white Hanes t-shirt, and he looked like he cut the damn sleeves with some pair of scissors 8 minutes before this match started. Right? Then they walk their monkey asses down to the ring. Shit ensues. Now, shit is ensuing everywhere. They're all beating up each other. They're all fighting. The cameramen are shitty in AEW, so they can't keep up with all the action. We all know this. Vince would never. Vince would have like a separate camera for each of the 5 pairs of people that are fighting. He'd be able to keep up with it. Dumbass
the camera.
JR is drunk off mules, just calling fisticuffs. Fucking cracking the mask is probably hot. He can't breathe. He ain't been in the mask for like 5 hours, like this goddamn pay-per-view. He doesn't realize he has an hour left. And Ski Bones getting butt meat picks on the doctor, and Adam Cole's mad. So, what you don't notice at first is, because that's right, they meet in the crowd. They don't meet in the ring, they meet in the crowd. The goddamn Wild Thing song plays like fucking New Jack from fucking EC Dub. Like it doesn't turn off. It doesn't. It repeats like it's fucking New Jack. It just keeps going and going. So then you're like, well, when are they going to turn the song off? When they get in the ring? No, because they don't get in the ring for a goddamn minute. I don't even think they get in the ring till near the end of the match. Yeah, the song doesn't cut off. They're all fighting each other. Apparently, like 20 minutes in, Jericho and Moxley are fighting near a table near the back, and Jericho grabs the soundboard and hits Moxley with it, and that's when the song stops. And then you hear him go, I stopped it. I stopped it. That dumbass song. I stopped it. I'm like, what the shit is this? By this time, both crackers from 2.0 are busted open. And I mean busted open like Crimson Mask, Eddie versus JBL busted open. Like that nigga need 8 stitches and he still got some fight left to go. I don't know what Jack Swagger was doing. I feel like I never saw him in this match till the last 10 minutes. So I don't know who he was fighting. Eddie's being Eddie. Crackers is being Crackers. Somehow Eddie and the dark-haired cracker from 2.0, the long-haired one, I don't know their names. Fuck you, Bresky. Yeah, I said it. He's putting hot sauce and ketchup on Eddie at a concession stand up in the second tier, throwing him into merch. Legit ketchup and mustard. Yeah, I said moisted. Like after the match, you see AEW people cleaning up the areas these fuckboys is in. Eddie then gets hit with a bottle of sweet tea. It's supposed to be Jack Daniels, but Jack Daniels don't bubble when you shake it up. Okay? As a professional drunk who likes Jack Daniels, tell you what, you go to the store, you prove a video of you shaking up a bottle of Jack Daniels and half of that shit turns into bubble and suds, you send me that video, I'll Venmo your bitch ass for the bottle. Okay, I got Venmo, I got PayPal, I got Zelle, I got Cash App, I got your mama's panties, and I got straight cash money. All right? I'll pay your dumb ass back. All right? Fucking sweet tea bubbles like that. Fucking third of the bottle turned into suds. Nigga, that ain't Jack Daniels. Okay, that's sweet tea. Probably got that shit from Wawa. You know that real good sweet tea with that shit with extra sweet, girl. Ooh, that shit get diabetes, girl. That shit good. Nigga, you had a old massa on the hard arms on the porch like this.
With the pinky up.
Yeah, he like this. He's like, Mabel, you buy this shit from Wawa, you bitch. Ooh. And he just sit me like this. That's what he's.
You know what happened, Cesar? You know what happened? Hangman went to the bar first. He polished off the bottle. He's like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. So he got the picture of fucking sweet tea, filled it back up, turned the thing.
Hey man, you a dirty motherfucker. That's why you from VA, nigga. That's why I still fuck with. Yeah, threw the nigga in the fucking not the elevator. You know the elevator when you move furniture in the building? The freight elevator.
Yeah.
Freight elevator, and then it was like a 5-on-4 for like 10 minutes. After that shit, they got back in the ring. I don't know how. They took off the top rope of the ring. So there's only 2 ropes. The whole top rope is off. They fucking each other up. Daniel Bryan is beating the piss out of Jericho. Moxley's out there. He set up a table with some barbed wire. Jack Swagger pulls up. Pride and Powerful put 2.0 through some tables. I don't know what happened to Daniel Garcia. Is he a hoe? He probably got fucked up. But then this nigga Eddie comes out with a 5-gallon can full of water, right? Like I'm supposed to believe this nigga got a 5-gallon can of gas. Okay. Tony Skeets can't pay MJF, but he's supposed to have a prop with 5 gallons of gas. Bitch, you know how much 5 gallons of gas costs? That's $386. You think this nigga got $386 props? $386 props. Nigga, that shit was water. Probably tap water. Probably won't even like organic Fiji water. Won't vitamin water. Won't Dasani. Nigga, that shit was tap. It was probably from Flint, Michigan. So it probably was still really flammable too. That shit was fucking sludge, nigga. He went and got 38 cents a gallon Flint, Michigan tap. Okay, that nigga he imported. It probably cost more for the shipping of the Flint, Michigan water than it cost for the fucking water. Probably cost $40 to ship a 5-gallon bottle of Flint, Michigan water. He gonna pour it on Daniel Bryan And Chris Jericho like he gonna light it on fire. Nigga, you ain't even have a lighter. Eddie didn't even have a lighter. Where the fuck is he gonna get the light from? The crowd? It's a no smoking building, you dumb son of a bitch. Who's gonna have a fucking lighter in there? Hey man, you smoke? You high? I need to set these white people on fire for live TV. Get the fuck out of here. Your mother. Give me your lighter. Your mother. This nigga gonna talk about he gonna come out. And he was bloody too. He gonna come out here and pour it all over him. He was gonna do it. So then Daniel Bryan got pissed. And then Eddie and Daniel Bryan fighting. And Jack Swagger threw Jon Moxley onto the table it was a table with a sheet or a board with barbed wire on it. You're gonna throw that cracker on that, so now he's stuck. I don't know how he gets stuck to the barbed wire.
Table didn't break either.
Table didn't break. It just rolled over on his dumb ass, stuck with barbed wire. And Eddie and them crackers fighting, and then Jack Swagger hit Eddie with the turnbuckle stick, not with the goddamn turnbuckle. Hit the nigga with the steel stick. Knocked his dead ass out. Eddie dead now after living through hitting a Jack Daniels bottle full of sweet tea and finding 38 cents of Flint, Michigan water. Excuse me, I've been drinking, bitch. And then Jericho, this Daniel Bryan was still beating up both them niggas. Then Jericho did some fuckery, probably hit him in the dick or something, and then yeah, they're gonna double team submission this hoe, and he just gonna pass out in the middle of the ring. He's in a combat club. He gonna pass out from pain in the middle of the ring. I don't know how you sign up as I'm a nigga that can fight. That's what I hear when I hear a combat club. When I'm in a combat club, that means I fight. That means, nigga, you gotta knock me out. You ain't just gonna bend me in weird ways, and be touching on my titty balls, and then I'm gonna pass out if you touching on my titty balls. No, that's what you do. You touch on people's titty balls, but you kick them in the head 80 goddamn times or they pass out. Them niggas just like had you trapped and you passed out. And that was the end of the match. And what I gave it, what I gave this piece of shit, I gave it a mess and a half. I don't even know what the fuck rating that is, but that's what my drunk ass wrote. I wrote a mess and a half. That's what this shit was. This shit was pure gimmick. It was pure fuckery. The nigga got hit with sweet tea. Came out with a 5-gallon bottle of a 5-gallon can of Flint, Michigan water. Everybody was bleeding like a stuck pig. I'm pretty sure all these niggas needed 30 cc's of O negative or whatever the universal donor is after this shit. 18 people had stitches and only 10 people was in the match, and they were spreading. I mean, it's goddamn Rona out here, and you niggas is bleeding on fans, giving them AIDS and shit. Like, what kind of responsible ass wrestlers is y'all? I'm giving AIDS and shit to people in the ring, and then Eddie wasting good ketchup and mustard. You know what I'm saying? So Tony got to pay for that. And he's supposed to be paying for MJF's contract. Now you wasted mustard and hot dogs and breaking merch tables and shit. I don't even know if they broke the merch tables. I think he just threw them on it and it didn't break, and the nigga bounced off into the back. And all kinds of fuckery. Yeah, this was a mess and a half. I don't know what to rate this shit. I honestly don't.
Sticks.
But Dave Meltzer gave it a 5.
The debut of a mess and a half rating from Ceizar. Since you watched Double or Nothing 3 times, can you tell me anything Ceizar left out that stood out to you?
Yeah, the fuck shit that they were. Yeah, I think it was Moxley or Danielson was hitting Jericho with the fucking turnbuckle, but he was really assaulting the fucking second rope. If you go back and watch it when he was swinging it, he was really just hitting the fucking second rope on with that thing while Jericho's all trying to sell it. The Moxley using the boom camera on Jericho when they were fighting in the crowd, I thought was decent.
Hit that nigga with the boom camera.
I know he didn't, but it was the thought that was like, okay. And then it was Eddie and Daniel Garcia that went in that freight elevator. And then Eddie Kingston walking out like the Walking Dead with that 5-gallon, let's just be honest, the jug cost more than the freight for the water that they probably did get from Flint, but more likely they probably got from when it possibly rained in Vegas earlier. But him walking out like he is the Walking Dead that has basically come out there, and like Ceizar said, who's gonna have a lighter? I would have been more believable if William Regal would have came out and all of a sudden he's searching in his pocket, and then all of a sudden you see him with the lighter. But we didn't even get that far. So I gave it 5, but it was basically because I know there was a bunch of fuckery, it was a bunch of stupid shit, but I gave it 5 because of all that stuff, because we were at that point of the pay-per-view where we hadn't got it yet, but we got it then, and it wouldn't have been an AEW pay-per-view without some of that fuckery. So I gave it 5.
Okay. Up next is the triple threat tag team match for the tag team championships. It's Jurassic Express versus Keith Lee and whose house?
Swerve's house.
And Team Taz, which is P2H and our boy, Absolute Ricky Starks. Jungle Boy attempted a suicide dive on Swerve, but Keith caught him and powerbombed him onto the back of Luchasaurus. I actually saw that clip. That was kind of cool. As Luchasaurus went for a double choke slam, Lee and Hobbs both grabbed him and slammed him instead. Hobbs leapt from the top rope and performed a double blockbuster onto Lee and Luchasaurus. Moments later, Starks had Jungle Boy pinned and used the ropes for leverage until Cage shoved his feet off the ropes. Lee held up Jungle Boy while Swerve performed a swerve stomp. In the end, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus performed a thoracic express on Strickland, which was so sloppy. The clip that I saw to retain the tag team championships. Sticks, triple threat tag match. What did you think?
I gave it 6. I thought it was a pretty good match. It could have been a lot better but there were some botches, but I gave it 6. The action was fast paced, which in a triple threat tag match you're gonna get. But all in all, I thought all 3 teams were able to hit stuff. The Swerve jumping, I think he springboarded off Keith Lee's chest.
Keith Lee's chest.
Yeah. That's what got me to was a big reason for me giving it 6. That because even the stuff before, like you saw Swerve, he's looking at the camera and he's pointing like he's like, watch this, I'm gonna do some shit, and he did. I was really worried for our man Ricky Starks because he took that fall outside the ring, and he landed on the back of his neck. And knowing that he's had neck issues, I was really worried about that. And some people on Twitter were too, but seeing that, but he came back, he wrestled a pretty good match, but all in all, I mean, a lot of people were surprised that Jurassic Express retained. I really wasn't. Like, I didn't think it was going to be the time for them to give it up quite yet, but all in all, it wasn't that bad of a match, and I gave it 6.
Yeah, I remember when was it Hangman dumped Ricky Starks on his head, was when he needed that surgery, but Ricky, like a fucking champ, continued the match and finished the match.
Yeah.
So after this, hopefully we know he's not injured, but thankfully there was no injury issues with our boy Ricky Starks. Ceizar, your thoughts on the triple threat tag team match?
This was a great match, man. Like, Ricky Starks stole the show. A lot of people were posting the shit he did on Twitter. So, like, he got Jungle Boy in a wrist jank, and he was walking the ropes. But when he was walking the ropes, he was like, then he was like.
Well, he also pointed at Jungle Boy's mom and sister too.
Yeah, he walked over and he was like, oh. He kept like humping every time he was walking, and he hit some other shit, and then motherfucker was still on the show. But yeah, fat ass Keith Lee threw him to the outside, almost broke his fucking neck because this fat motherfucker is throwing these lightweight ass crackers in AEW like the fucking pillowcases and shit. Goddamn it, calm down, Keith Lee. You're too goddamn strong. You need to put a limit on that limitless shit, motherfucker. I like you. I like you, Keith Lee. Come on now. I don't want to hit the black on black crime on you, man. Come on now. Calm that shit down. Don't you injure Ricky Starks, you son of a bitch. Okay? He's a damn treasure. He's the only real pillar. And in that trash ass company. All right? I will call the League of Niggas. We will put you on trial. Okay? Don't make me do it, Keith Lee.
Oh, man.
Don't make me do it.
Naming this that would be so fucking funny.
God damn, Keith Lee. You need to calm down. All right? Shit. Anyway, this is a good ass match. Yeah, man, everybody got their shit in. And we got multiple times where the big motherfuckers was in the ring. You know, Luchasaurus with the two super slaves known as Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs. You know what I'm saying? You know, purebred, 100% field niggas. You know what I'm saying? In the ring, pipe layers. You know what I'm saying?
Slaves.
They are, man. They get them niggas genetics will go back to the farm, straight field, the strongest ones, like Bobby Lashley, them super niggas. Okay, they don't know their own goddamn strength. Okay, they don't know. That's why he's limitless. Boy, you shit. You put a piece of cotton in that ring, Keith Lee can lift the goddamn ring. Fucking limitless. Super nigga. See, we knew this because we at the last meeting of the League of Niggas, we was talking about super niggas. And they weren't there, and we was talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Any one of them motherfuckers could play Black Superman in a movie, and you'd believe it. Because you're like, God damn, them niggas are strong. See them. They do this crazy shit all the time. But anyway, I gave this 7 in the beer cheese. This is the best match of the night for me. This was a real good match. Everybody got their shit in. Even though I would say it was predictable who was going to win. I wasn't mad at this like I was the fucking Adam Cole and Britt Baker shit. I mean, Ruby brought out a whole goddamn band. When do you lose when you bring out a whole goddamn band? A fucking legit band. These niggas could have been on tour.
Hey, Triple H was playing guitar.
I seen it. The nigga was playing every instrument. Triple H showed up in ATW because he's got free time. They firing all his guys, and he was like, "Well, shit, all my niggas is over here anyway, so I might as well play this shit." What up, Ruby? Just the bitch shit, blue, 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 Ruby, so old, Triple H. Sledgehammer, Stephanie's butthole. Cracker, shit, cracker. Yeah, man, he's over there rocking out, man, doing what he got to do. You know, he on vacation. He ain't working for the E right now. He on vacation. You know, he's getting his heart back up, man. He's got to play some cover bands. You know, he's got to go on tour. You know, Stephanie there. They probably getting drunk. You know, he picked up a little 8-ball from Jeff. You know, it's like, hey Jeff, hey, Stephanie said she would have snorted some coke off my dick, nigga. I know you got an extra 8-ball. Come on, player. And Jeff's like, I got you 8. Boy, you gave me my spot. You know, he got a little 8-ball from Jeff.
Smash cut to Sting with the teardrop going down his
crying because damn, man, Jeff went back home. This is fuck shit. You know, Jeff cheating on me. That's why I got Darby. Fuck you, Jeff. You know. So, you know, I thought this was the best match of the night. These guys all showed out. Ricky Starks stole the show like he always does. Yeah, he ain't hurt, but even if he was hurt, he finishes the goddamn match. He's a goddamn soldier. Goddamn Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, goddamn soldier. So yeah, 7 in the beer cheese for me for the tag match.
I know we're gonna get your thoughts first, Ceizar, but I'm a little nervous here because you gave us your beer cheese match, but we didn't hear Styx's beer cheese match, and we're going to the main event. So is this where Styx is gonna pop the lid to his beer cheese? What the fuck?
That stayed in the fridge Saturday night. There wasn't any coming out Saturday night.
He didn't even cook the beer cheese. He's like, I was out. I didn't go to the store.
He didn't throw it in the microwave or nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't even have to sit out on the counter to get semi-room temperature.
The main event saw AEW champion, our hero Hangman, who finished off that Jack Daniels and topped it off a sweet tea, taking on CM Trash. And the main event, and everybody already knows what fucking happened. The unthinkable. We all 3 voted for Hangman. We did not think this nightmare was going to happen, but it did. And from the clips that I saw, this match could have been uploaded to Botchamania. Ceizar, go ahead and tell the people about this horrific showing by CM Trash.
I don't know if I want to talk about this mess. I honestly don't know.
Nine pretzels? Okay, Sticks.
This shit was doomed from the start. The match didn't start till like 12:07. All right, it was 20 minutes too long. I think it was only 22 minutes. There's this shit show of a match. This cracker came out, feeling best in the world. And old Hangman comes out, you know, he's the hero. We're all thinking he's the hero and shit. And then CM Punk has at least 12 botches during this match. All trash. Cracker tried to hit two clotheslines. What the fuck they call? I don't even know what they're. Yeah, 2 bug shots. Fell on his ass. Both times. Continued on through one, and the crowd booed his ratchety ass like they should have been booing since jump. I don't know why you cheer for this old fuck. He's not the best in the world. He's not even good anymore. He's trash. He's not beating anybody credible because he's trash. All right? He's only been in the company for 8 months, and he's the champ. But I'm only here to help people get better. No, you ain't, nigga. Why you lying? It's 8 months. 8 months. Oh, the most memorable thing you've done is talk about that faggoty hoe that was crying because you came back and gave away free ice cream. He said, "Oh, CM Punk is back. I can hump my wife tonight. I'm gonna give her the good dick." Well, I don't know why some old ass man makes you want to give your wife the good dick. You fruit booty asshole. CM Punk is trash. Okay, he's always gonna be trash. He's forever trash, and he's only getting older. And his ass is breaking down more than a fucking expensive ass Mercedes Benz. Like I don't. Yeah, the whole match was trash. Hangman was carrying this cracker asshole, and then he should have hit his ass with the belt when the ref was knocked out to keep the chip, but he wanted to do it. Oh, want to do it right. Fuck that. You've been an asshole this whole time. And then CM Punk sitting there when Heyman got the belt like, "Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Don't do it this way." And Hangman's like, "See, I'd have shot his ass. I'd have shot his ass with no silencer. You'd have seen the shell in the ring. You'd have heard the pow. Would have raked the ref back up. Then I'd have thrown the gun outside the ring. Be like, I came and shot him. I'm gonna pin him though. Then I would have pinned him for the 1, 2, 3, and left his ass bleeding out in the ring.
He committed suicide. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
I didn't say I was gonna kill him. I said I was gonna shoot him. Man, I shoot him somewhere in like the shoulder or maybe like the hip. I actually know if you shoot somebody lower than the hip, it's just assault with a deadly weapon and not attempted manslaughter. So maybe I shoot him in like the hip, like right below the hip. So, I don't get assault. You know what I'm saying? Assault with a deadly weapon is more time, man. Assault with a deadly weapon is less time than manslaughter. I shoot him in the shoulder, it's manslaughter. Shoot him in the hip, assault with a deadly weapon. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got me on tape because I during the Black Magic Cracker shit, turned the tape off, shot him, then throw the gun outside the ring, give it to Julia Hart because she put her white front prints all on it. They ain't gonna get the little white girl. Then I would have pinned him and then won the match. But yeah, this country ass cracker picks him up for a go to sleep, wins the match. For shit. Botchamania everywhere. These crackers is cheering. Whole building erupts. You just booed him on the shitty ass buckshot. Should have seen his shit then. And then everybody on the internet complains. Oh man, they didn't book Hangman right, man. It wasn't a good run. Who you think they gonna book with CM Trash? Who the fuck you think? Look at this nigga's 9-month run. All right, he got carried by Darby. First match back, he got carried. Nigga got carried like Southwest 2 bags free, nigga. He got carried. All right. Then what? Almost killed almost killed the super slave Will Hobbs with the Hurricane off the top.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Eat a dick. Then he had a match with Matt Seidel on Ram Trash. All right, ain't nobody watching Ram Trash. It's 10 p.m. on a Friday. People are out at bars trying to get their dick wet and trying to get their ass ate. And you think there's somebody watching that shit. Talking about, we won the Friday Night Wars. Nigga, what war?
We're going to get into a lot of CM Punk talk throughout the podcast. So.
What else? This nigga beat Wardlow. I want to roll up. Man, this shit was trash. I gave this shit trash. That's what I gave it. I gave it trash. I ain't rate it. This shit is hot garbage. I wrote Friday because that's my trash day when the crackers from the city come pick it up. So that was my official rating.
Hey, over here too. Same day.
Sorry, same day. Yeah, same day. Yeah, they come on Friday.
So Ceizar got the empty pretzel bag. He crumpled it up and gave it, that's the rating.
I put it in the trash can and I treated it like it was Thursday night. I rolled that shit to the curb. Yeah, man, fuck out of here. I wrote trash on this shit.
So in a 15-hour pay-per-view that you watched 3 times and you gave no beer cheese to, Sticks, what did you notice in this match that Ceizar hasn't already said, and what was your rating?
You want to know what I saw in this match? I saw garbage, like Ceizar said.
Basura.
I saw bullshit. I saw a guy Kenny Omega had to literally limp to the end of a program with a guy to finish long-term storytelling to get the finish of Hangman so he could become champion. And then you had Hangman Page lose to CM Punk. Now I want to preface a lot of stuff. I don't hate on AEW because of all that. I'm a fan of wrestling. I mean, if you want to check my credentials, I pay for Impact Wrestling pay-per-views when it comes time for them to do their major 4. So I like wrestling, okay? I pay for AEW pay-per-views, okay? I don't do it because I am hating on AEW, but on this point, I can't believe this. I mean, for 1 month, Hangman Page gave more blood than the Red Cross did. And then you had him do this. I mean, you had him lose to CM Punk, a guy who can't make it within a minute of a match without needing an oxygen tank. This guy can't carry a match. Hangman carried this match for 21 minutes and 59 seconds. And you just said, okay, hey, nice 97-day title reign. 6 title defenses. You're gonna lose this one. I didn't give it anything. I mean, I sat there all Saturday trying to figure out why. And then I watched the Speedball media scrum. I found out why. Because this man has a name that came from WWE. You know, he was talking to meet the Time Warner media people, and CM Punk's got a name. So instead of keeping the belt on your champion and trying to help elevate him, a win over CM Trash would have helped elevate him, regardless of how crappy the match was. It would have helped elevate him. You just went ahead and said, no, 197 days, 6 title defenses. Thanks. CM Trash is going to be our champion. He's going to take the ball and he's going to run, which we'll find out later how good he can run. But I didn't even grab the pretzels out of the cupboard. I just left them there. They didn't need to. Didn't need them.
Well, gentlemen, I am very happy I did not watch or order this bullshit. Thankfully, it landed on my wife's birthday. So instead, I got to spend it with her. Apologies to both you gentlemen for having to sit through that garbage. I should have known it was going to take this long to review Double or Nothing. So for Dynamite, I'm going to do highlights. And I'm not going to take
the obvious one. You only need to talk about one. It's only one.
I'm not going to talk about the most obvious one. I will go last. We will start with Stixie Drip Drip. What was your highlight from this past Dynamite? Keep wanting to say Dynamite.
Mhm.
Well, I know Ceizar is going to take the. I want to give Ceizar the prime real estate. So I'm going to talk about the 10-man tag that we had,
Okay.
which was supposed to have our favorite Speedball and who we had on commentary, Adam Cole, who you could actually tell was legit hurt. I'm going to talk about that. They brought in, they dusted off Christian Cage. They told him, hey, ditch the leather jacket, the members only jacket. Then they brought over a Hikuleo from New Japan by way of a favor from King Switch. And I want to talk about that match. I mean, it was a typical 10-man. I mean, we had spots, all that stuff. Young Bucks hit their moves. Hikuleo, we had a stare down between the two tall guys. Everybody hit their spots. Undisputed Elite and Hikuleo ended up picking up the win. Adam Cole was gold on commentary. You could he was selling that. He's pulling for his boys, the back and forth between him and Skibone, where it was pretty good when talking about the good doctor. So that was my highlight of Dynamite.
An interesting note I wanted to point out during that 10-man, Darby, when he was tagged in, was on. I think he took Jeff's cocaine, and he might have taken some meth, because that motherfucker was quicker than a hiccup, more than usual. And he was whooping up on Red Dragon, but when Hikuleo was tagged in, he rushed towards Darby. Darby tugs down on the top rope, and Hikuleo falls, and he lands right on his fucking face. This gigantic human being.
Yeah.
The AEW botches says it every week. Someone's gonna die on this fucking program because of all the botches. Yep. And Hikuleo, thankfully, is okay. He continued the match, but Ceizar, did you have anything to say about that 10-man tag?
I mean, we all know why Christian was there, and then I don't know how they deal with it, because I feel like Undisputed Elite wins a lot, and of course there's EVPs in that shit. I mean, what, Kyle O'Reilly just won, but the Bucks lost, but Adam Cole won, and then Jungle Boy and them won, but Darby lost. So, but ratings matter. Wins matter.
Can I point out one more thing?
Yeah.
The Platinum Max and the Ass Boys. I love the one thing I just want to say when they're coming to the ring. That should have actually been my highlight. When Bowens is in the wheelchair and he says Los Angeles, then he says, ass dad, scissor me, ass daddy.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. Yeah, when they say San Diego. No. Boo.
Yeah.
Sacramento. Boo. Give me the damn mic. I'm gonna show you how to do this.
Yeah.
Shit. Los Angeles, the Acclaim, and the Ass Boys are here. Scissor me, ass.
Well, Ceizar, the floor is yours. We all know your highlight of Dynamite. Go for it,
People
brother.
On Twitcherland, which is the last free empire before some dumb cracker takes over it because he paid $43 billion for it or whatever the fuck. I've been calling this the best promo in the last 20 years. I don't know if it's the best. It's up there. It's up there. It will not be forgotten. And the only quote that comes to mind, I hate to admit it, comes from another nigga hater, where he always said, don't work yourself into a shoot, brother. And you all know, because I said brother, what nigga hater that is. Fuck you, motherfucker. You know what? You were good when you were in that NWO shit, but then you had to be a nigga hater, huh? Good, let your daughter get some black meat in her soul. You know what I'm saying? She wanted that sweet meat crumb. I digress. I don't want to get on another tangent. I digress. I've been drinking. This man, not a tall man, not a short man, not a buff man, but not a fat man. I'm a real man, though. Came out to the ring. Walked his ass out to cut my music. Got some shit on my chest and his soul. I believed him. This could be the greatest work of all time, if it is. But I believe this man had to get something out of his chest, out of his soul. This cracker said, "Fuck you, boss." He goes, "I'm out here." He said a quote. He said, "When this shit started, it was all friends wrestling. And everybody got their contract, but I had to work for mine." And so he worked. And did he put in work? Yes, he did. He worked himself right into top money. He probably got a raise or 2 or 3 here and there. And he's had some great matches. Yes, he has. He's put on some phenomenal matches. This man has won a coveted diamond ring from this company 3 years running. He brought some thick neck crack off the streets to work for him. Put food on that man's table. Had his family out of poverty. You know, he put fashion on the map. He put merch in the stands. There's assholes wearing scarves. Fucking Jew. These assholes are wearing scarves. In that fucking arena. I know it's hot as fucking Vegas. It's fucking desert. It's LA. It's always 83 degrees or some fuck shit. Never rains and shit. Does it rain in Southern California, man, Green? Well, there's a song that says it never did.
Not often.
Okay, see, nigga, you don't come here for facts, but I got man Green. He live out there. He'll tell your ass.
Severe drought, but yeah, not often.
Yeah, his cracker put it on wax. That ex-WWE guys was getting paid more than him, especially fat motherfuckers eating chips, getting fired off Rampage because they can't talk. You know, they used to be the world's strongest nigga. Now they got the world's largest mouth eating chips in the back. Probably with other heavyweight assholes who have shitty commentary on Dark. I wouldn't know. I don't watch Dark. Stick Smack makes me watch Dark this week. I don't know. And if I do, then I'm going to talk about some other fat motherfucker from WWE. Used to choke slam assholes and punch them in the grill. He probably got sour cream chips in his mouth. I don't know. That's what they do now. But they was getting more than him. And he said, "Do I need to be from WWE for you pay me more?" Girl, no, he didn't. No, he ain't airing out dirty laundry, girl. The panties are soiled. He got them waving in the wind like the American flag, nigga. No, he didn't. Called his boss a fucking mark. Told him to fire me and they cut this nigga's mic. Well, I say salute to you, MJF. That was 5 stars. I don't know what Dave Meltzer gave that shit. He probably jerked off in the Tokyo Dome. So I don't know what he gave it. But goddamn it, that was 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome, brother. That man said, should I be an HWE guy for you pay me? That's a bar. A bar. I don't know if you crackers know what bars is, but that's when people be rapping. Not Eminem, us niggers. I don't know who listens to this page.
I gotta say, MJF did not drop a pipe bomb. He dropped a nuclear bomb on Dynamite. That was incredible. And
Hiroshima.
My favorite part of that was that when MJF first came out, he was getting booed. But once he kept going and talking, he was getting cheered. The crowd turned and just started going, yeah. And they were going, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He even said it. The difference between him and the boys in the locker room is he makes you feel. And he even said it. He made them start feeling what he was feeling.
He said, you fucking marks get an opinion on Twitter and that shit changes week to week. God
I was waiting. I was waiting for him to say fickle. I was
Yeah.
waiting. He said he's got to say fickle. Fickle.
Yeah.
Fickle.
Dude, like, if after he said fickle, it would have been a work. So I think he chose his words carefully. But yeah, he said, the only difference is I make you feel week after week. He said from anybody else.
This was one of those jump on my cell phone wanting to talk to you guys immediately moments. There was another one that happened later on during the that we'll get to.
That was a good one. That was a real good one that happened.
But yeah, I had to restrain myself. Zanko was talking about it, so I left one line about it. I didn't get into specifics, but yeah, that was one of those moments. Sticks, are you done with the MJF's nuke bomb as well?
Oh yeah, I thought it was the best thing to come out of pro wrestling this whole week.
My highlight of Dynamite is the main event. It was Regal and Jericho joined the commentary. It's Danny Garcia versus Moxley. I'm shocked you're still alive, Regal. I love Jericho. He says that every time, every week. That's fucking funny. Vince Vaughn and Macaulay Culkin were in the crowd because they're in LA. Danny's technical skill of no use in the beginning of this match, but he hangs in there, even headbutting the stitches open on Mox's head, attacks the leg with the ring steps, heading into commercial picture-in-picture, continues attacking Mox's leg. It's pretty cool to get to see the beginning of Danny Garcia's career. I see big things for this guy in the future. Mox dons the Crimson Mask. With the ring steps on their side, Mox tossed the X-Plex, basically, Danny onto them. That looked fucking gnarly. They trade hammer and anvil elbows. Danny with an impressive STF Gargano escape submission to Moxley. Danny with a pile driver for a 2.5. A sharpshooter countered into a bulldog choke, countered into a pin attempt. Mox attempts to break out of the mounted sleeper by hopping onto a table. It didn't break, shocking. Back in the ring, Jericho attempts to distract. He's lost his mind, Tony says, and his hair, JR says. Eddie stumbles out to get Jericho. Paradigm shift to Danny for the win. This went 3 minutes over, and Mox says, "Sign me up for blood and guts." Sticks, what did you think of the main event? Did you notice anything specific?
No, I thought it was really good. I know all three of us have talked about the star potential with Danny Garcia, and Jericho was really smart about getting him in his group. I mean, this guy is going to be a superstar, and getting him with a guy who has a name in Chris Jericho is making it a lot better. And if they can work on his promo skills, which Jericho, we all know Jericho will. This was really good. I mean, he can already go in the ring. Him and Moxley, they put on a really good match, one that was main event worthy.
Yep.
Better than the fucking opener that they had. But it was a really good way to end out Dynamite.
Ceizar, thoughts on the main event of Dynatrash?
Not gonna lie, I thought that woman's tag was the main event, so I didn't get to watch this because I didn't finish that match, and I noticed the time was near the end, so I didn't even watch this.
It's a really good showcase match for Danny Garcia. He didn't win, but I mean, the potential, sky's the limit for this guy. And when he wins the AEW championship and CM Punk beats him for it, we're gonna be really pissed.
Yeah.
But fast forward to Rampage, just out of memory, I didn't take notes. The opening match, I could see the Lucha Brothers and the Cucks fight every week.
Or fucking ever. Ever.
They perfected the tag team match. These two have the chemistry. It's incredible. And one of these days, I don't know if we'll live to see it, I want to see Cucks, Lucha Bros, Usos, and the New Day, and a fatal 4-way tag team match. That would be fucking phenomenal. But
you know what we never got to see? You know what we never got to see that we should have gotten to see? we never got to see like Undisputed Era versus like Usos or Undisputed Era versus New Day.
Yeah.
Which would have been so good. Or even DIY versus like fucking Undisputed versus like Usos or New Day.
What I wish would happen, because the Lucha Brothers have faced the Young Cucks multiple times, and the mask thing has come into play multiple times, is if Penta and Ray would smarten up finally and pull a Bruce Wayne Batman from the animated series and have two masks on. Have like a fucking do-rag or something mask, or paint their entire face to disguise it so that trick won't work again. But I digress. Sticks, thoughts on Rampage? Do you have any highlights?
I guess what I'm wondering about is the severity of Scorpio Sky's injury. You could tell that like a couple minutes in, but you can even tell kind of him coming down. He was dealing with an injury. I don't want to say barely finished the match, but it took a lot to finish it. And he came out and he said that he was dealing with something, don't know the severity. We'll find out in due time. So hoping that is not anything really bad, because I think that guy as TNT champion, I think in my opinion, if you're TNT champion, you should be wrestling at least on Rampage or on Dynamite, at least one of those shows every week. That's like the workhorse title. So it really sucks to see that if it's going to be a multiple week thing, if we're just relegated to him doing promos, which promos aren't half bad, but I'd rather see him in the ring.
But the part about that is like he was wrestling Dante Martin, who was like a fucking workhorse when his brother wasn't there, who was wrestling every week. So like if he would have won, would you really would have been mad at it if Dante Martin became the new workhorse?
No, because Dante Martin's when his brother was injured, I mean, they showcased him.
They pushed him to the moon.
I mean, he took on Hangman for the title, and held his own. So I wouldn't have been disappointed. I wouldn't have been disappointed if he would have lost it, and then we would have kind of found out
that Scorpio was injured. Sure.
Yeah. Now knowing that he was injured, I kind of wish that they would have did that, and then kept that rematch in the back pocket, so that way when he's 100% and ready to go, we get it. But I'm just the severity of Scorp's leg injury.
In my opinion, I would have hated that. I'm a huge Dante Martin fan. He is the workhorse, but I think Scorpio Sky, he's a star. He's a mega star. Scorpio Sky is a wrestler you can build your company on. And we've seen champions not defend their titles. We've seen champions not appear week to week and still keep their titles.
Are you talking about a certain somebody that cut a promo earlier that night?
I think they could have Scorpio Sky hold the championship, not wrestle. He could heal up, still be TNT champion. He could come out there every week with Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert could say, there's nobody around anymore. We got rid of the Sammy trash and the Frankie trash. There's no worthy contenders for the TNT title. So Scorpio doesn't have to wrestle anybody. He's the champion. And then Ethan could be like, yeah, man, blah, 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 blah. And then someone could come out, I don't know, and say, oh, fuck you, Scorpio Sky. I deserve a shot. I've been here a long time. And then Ethan could be like, well, first, you got to go through me. And then they could have a program with Ethan where we can have Scorpio Sky remain the champion. And we can have a Scorpio Sky match when he's injured. There could just be massive fuck shit. Like Scorpio Sky can go in there and Dan Lambert can distract her ref and Ethan can like hit the guy with a chair or something. And Scorpio could just pick up an easy win, remain injured, and remain champion. But I digress, Ceizar. We want to get to the most noteworthy news of Rampage. Take it away, sir.
But we could also do this fuck shit because this is what this company believes in. And the same thing happened with Cody. So, because they are like MMA, kind of. That's what they treat their champions. But I digress. The best and no, at first this was the best thing that happened on Rampage. And then I found out what I found out, and this is the worst thing that happened on Rampage. Because this shit is dumb. But since it's dumb and it's their rules, you have to accept this their rules.
I gotta take a look.
This dumb fuckboy CM Punk apparently broke his foot on Wednesday. He's a champion.
Off of a fucking botch. A fucking botch. The botch.
Wait. You know the real rumor?
What?
The real rumor is he broke his foot diving into the crowd Wednesday on the way to the ring.
Oh, fuck that. I rewatched Dynamite today and saw it fucking happen. Fuck that shit.
Anyway, CM Trash has broken his fucking foot. His knees are probably shot from them failed buckshots. And he has to have surgery. And he cannot be your AEW champion because he has to have surgery. So he's going to be gone. So the point of putting the title on him and not even 6 days later, 5 days later, he has to relinquish it because he's a dumbass bitch and he's old as fuck. He has to give it up. And like, yeah, I'm like, why? Why? You knew he was old as fuck. This could happen at any time. He broke it jumping off the ramp. He had a botch in the ring. Nigga been botching every fucking match. I mean, he botched on that top rope and almost broke his neck versus Hangman falling off the back of that shit. And what would he done? He'd have fell off the back of that shit and got paralyzed. He'd have been a dead ass cracker. Paralyzed ass hoe.
Still would have put the championship on him.
Yeah, because Tony Skeets is on crack. Talking about, he made so much money for this company. Blah, 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 blah. Bitch, I'm not watching you, bitch. NBA Finals is off. Anyway. This dumb cracker has to relinquish the title. But then he doesn't relinquish the title because this is what AEW does. They have intern championships like MMA. And so if the champ has a title fight and he injures himself before the fight, they have an interim champion. But this wrestling is scripted. So it doesn't matter who's the interim champion because when CM Trash gets back with his title, he's going to win. And it's going to be stupid as shit.
And the shit thing is, these days are still going to roll up on his fucking title reign. So
well, see, that's what I want to know. Like, do the days roll? Because he's technically out. So they should pause. The days should pause.
They should. Champion. They should, but they probably won't. Because Tony views this as just a bump in the road. So he's still champion. He just can't.
I'm a fucking Wikipedia this shit. I'm gonna Wikipedia this shit. See what it says.
This motherfucker doesn't even have a title defense. He fucks his foot up in a non-title 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
And then then still is like, I think I can still go. Who's my opponent for Forbidden Door? And then they bring out Tanahashi. And then you find out this motherfucker isn't going to face Tanahashi. We're going to have to do some fuck shit battle royal. And then the winner of that will face Jon Moxley. And then the winner of that will face, I think, the winner between Tanahashi and somebody else from New Japan. And then the winners of those two
Gorgo.
Yeah. And then the winners of those two matches will face off at fucking Forbidden Door. You want to talk about some fucking Steiner math? You got to jump through all these fucking hoops to get to fucking Forbidden Door because you put a fucking title, took a title off a legit workhorse, put it on an old motherfucker who has a decent ass name that brings in that these fucking, like what MJF said, these fucking Mark fans cheer for. You put the strap on him, and then guess what? The old man gets fucking injured before he can ever defend the fucking title.
So Wikipedia has paused his championship at 5 days. They paused it and they say vacant has 2 days, 2+ days. Or vacant is the current champion. So until they make an interim champion, I think CM Trash will be paused at 5 days. When he's available to wrestle and comes back on, that's where they'll take it off pause. And that's where it'll be like days as champion, as well as the interim champion will count at the same time. I don't know how this shit works out when you go about reigns and list of champion, because I don't know about interim champion. It's dumb as shit. They should just strip his dumb, stupid ass of the title and keep it moving. Because they still have it listed as the shortest championship reign is Chris Jericho, because technically CM Punk's reign is not complete because there's a pause in it.
Well, when I saw CM Punk go into that ring somberly, I was like, no way. I was like, no way. What happened? What happened? And then I saw tears welling up in his eyes. I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. What happened? I was like, oh yes, what's going on? He's got COVID. Like, what's happening? This motherfucker's finally going to die. Oh my God. And then he says, gotta relinquish the title. I was like, I got my phone. I was like, oh God, I gotta tell him. I was like, oh my God, this is a miracle. This is Christmas in June. Oh my God, we can finally restore some dignity to the AEW championship. It's not so bad. It's not so. And then the show ended.
Yeah.
Punk did not relinquish the title. We're going to have another interim fuck shit thing, a la Sammy with the 2 belts, a la Punk and Cena from back in the day.
Yep.
Why? We were this close. The show was almost over. We were this close. And then egg on all of our faces. Wow, this is fucking dumb. But like I was talking to Ceizar last night about, I really hope, because we know MJF, he's gonna be there. This was a massive work.
Giving that belt to MJF.
They executed it perfectly. But I want MJF to get that championship and face Punk, possibly at All Out or whenever Punk's AARP insurance runs out and he comes back. They have to fight. But yeah, that was the news of the week. In the span of 7 days, Sticks, we had Punk becoming champion and then Punk injured, leaving, still champion, but out of our fucking TV screens. So we had like the worst thing to the best thing happen in a span of 7 days. It's good news. And we're going to get that AEW title on somebody else. Personally, if it's an interim championship, I think they should change it. Why not change it if it's an interim championship? Make it smaller. Make it a different design. Maybe the strap a different color. So we know this is the interim champion. Punk's old ass is going to come back and break all our hearts again and become champ. That's down the road. But I digress.